you make the dollar, the players may make the penny, but at the end of the day,
Well,
it
the
it's a
goal
joke.
here,
It's just a
I
joke.
know, but I had one of the players ask me, and the goal here is that the players make 50% of the profit.
He hits it high in the air. Left field. This one's got a chance. And let's go on a cowhide. Joyride. Sound the horn. The RailCats clear the yard.
Hello, RailCats fans, and welcome back to the RailCats Talk podcast. He's Chuck Blair. I'm Kyle Savetich. And Chuck, it's been a miserable 2 weeks for this household. Stomach flu, COVID. Luckily, the baby hasn't been terrible. I think he was sick a little bit, but he hasn't gotten what me and my wife have gotten. Yeah, so there's one, there's been no news because last week I texted you on Saturday and I was like, "Hey, you got anything for this week?" You're like, "Nope." I said, "All right, we will push it off to next week." Still no player news, but there is news to talk about. But before we
Good.
get to any of that, we have, other than spring training, we do starting this week actual competitive baseball in the states and across the country, across the world.
World. Yep.
The World Baseball Classic starts this week. I am aware of one player that is a former RailCat player in Jesus Mariaga playing for Colombia.
Ooh.
Two. Who's the other one? I knew.
Donna.
Guillermo.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if he made the roster, so we have two.
Yep.
Both for Colombia. I know he plays for Colombia, so I know that one for sure. I haven't really looked at the rosters. But their first game is Friday against Puerto Rico at 5:00 our time on FS1. So if you want to watch, I don't know if they're gonna make the lineup, but they possibly could. I'm not sure how their roster's built and whatnot. But two former Railcats playing. We watched sorry, Mariaga and Vivas play in, was it 2022?
2023.
Was it 2023 or 2020? I don't remember which one it was. I didn't know if they rotated every 3 or 4 years. So
I
yeah,
was there for that.
you were there for that one.
I
Yes.
was a guest of Julio's, and
Yep.
Julio recently just had a child.
Oh, congratulations to him.
Yeah, congratulations to him. And he was on the 50-man list for
Mm-hmm.
Columbia for this, but apparently I don't think that he ended up making it.
Before we get into the one, we're dabbling our feet in the sponsorship stuff, right?
Right,
Chuck
we are.
Chuck has the T-shirts that we'll talk about in a second. But I'm trying a pyramid scheme sort of situation here. Okay, I don't know what to call it. All right, so this is Dubby. I found this last year, and it's an energy drink powder. It all of the preservatives, all of the nasty stuff that's all in the other fillers that other companies have, they've taken all that away. It's jeerless energy drink. I drink it every day at
Yeah.
work. I love the stuff to death. All right. So
Did you drink it 2 weeks ago before you got sick?
I was drinking it before that.
Okay, all right. Just
Like I said, I've been drinking this stuff
you
for about
didn't
a
just
year.
start this.
All right, listen.
All right.
I didn't get the stomach flu from this. All right, so if that's what you're saying, I didn't get the stomach flu from this.
I was just saying, just looking out.
So if you guys are interested in it, I'll leave a link in the description. But it's Dubby.gg. Promo code RailCats Talk. You'll get 10% off your purchase.
All right.
So my plan is I want to see how this I want to see how this is gonna go.
Right.
For I by the beginning of the season, if anyone's listening is interested in buying this, send me an email at railcasttalkpodcast@gmail.com that you're interested in it. And depending on how many there are, I may select anywhere from 1 to 5 people, depending on I'll say 5's the max. And I will send someone a starter kit just to see if you guys like it. So that's
there you go. Starter kit.
Starter kit.
And then they have to go start selling it themselves, right?
No, they start buying it.
Oh,
from
and then they sell it.
yeah, sure.
They enter into the bottom of the pyramid.
Yes, they it's not really a pyramid scheme. I know they buy it, but
Oh,
I call it a pyramid scheme because it's really not like they're not sending us money. Like I
it's a
have to,
it's a triangular business model, is what it
yeah, sort of situation. Like you
is.
send
Gotcha.
money to them and they make a dollar and they give us a penny sort of situation.
Right,
Like it's one
right.
of those kind of situations.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, there's that. So,
All right.
but the big sponsor of the podcast, right?
Big sponsor.
The big sponsor is OnDeck Tees.
OnDeck Tees.
Chuck has finally got up and running.
We're live.
You're
We're
live.
live.
So Chuck, we've kind of talked about it, but I really want you to tell the viewers and everyone what this is all about.
All right. So OnDeck Tees is, these independent baseball players do not make a lot of money. Okay. A lot of times, um, they're making, if you go by the hour, they are making probably 50 cents an hour worth of work that they're doing on a regular basis. Now, keep in mind, we see a baseball game for 2.5 hours, right? But they're at the field 6 hours before the game, and they're staying after a couple hours after that, right? So these guys don't make a lot of money. And my idea was, let's promote the players. Let's find a way to do that and find a way to get these guys to make a little bit of money, based off of their interactions with the fans and, how good they're doing out on the field and all of that stuff. So we come up with OnDeck Tees. And so far, I believe we're at 10 or 11 contracts. And it's not just RailCats. It's we've got some guys from some other leagues,
Mm-hmm.
other teams. We got a couple of former RailCats that are playing somewhere else now, and it's growing. I've got 3 or 4 more contacts out there that are going to wind up looking at contracts soon, and so it's growing, growing, growing. It's exciting. We've got some that are non-player related, and we've got the Cats Talk podcast shirts themselves. And so, yeah, great things going on. This thing is taking off. Everybody that's seen an image that I've sent them of the shirts, they love it. I just had somebody that picked up a couple that I sent out to them in California. Couldn't believe how good a quality these things are for the price that you're getting. And, hey, why not support the player, wear the gear?
Good motto, good name. Good concept in general because I again, who else has thought of something like this? I mean, it's not even just it's not it's an idea. You have the equipment for it,
Right,
and it was just like, hey, this could be a good idea. We've discussed it for how many weeks behind the scenes
right.
of this. Would this be a good idea? I think it's a great idea. The players get involved with it. They get a little bit more, again, you make the dollar, the players may make the penny, but at the end of the day,
Well,
it
the
it's a
goal
joke.
here,
It's just
I know, but I had one of the players ask me, and the goal here is that the players make 50% of the profit. That's the goal.
okay.
I have the risk of, if something happens with the shirt, I have to remake it and lose money there. I have the risk of shipping and all of that stuff if there's an issue, and all of that stuff. But my goal is a 50-50 split with the players.
Yeah.
And so I think that's fair. And I think that when I tell them, and all the players make the same amount based off of each shirt that they sell, uh, players that are more popular, they'll make more money based off of selling more shirts. So I had one player try to negotiate price, and I said, no, it's the same for everybody. We're going to keep it simple. This is about promoting individual indie ball players, and hey, they'll find out that, if I act this certain way and I interact with the fans, and they start loving me as a player, might sell more shirts,
Yeah.
and you might be able to see who the more popular guys are. Now, that being said, I have noodled with a couple of ideas with people, with certain players. And we are talking about releasing one-of-one shirts, a special graphic on a shirt that the player has worked with me on designing, and putting that on a shirt, putting it on the website. It'll say one of one on it, and once that one is sold, they're gone.
It's me interest. I that yeah, I can see how that works. Be
They do it
interesting.
on baseball cards, right?
But they do it on. You're not wrong. They do it on baseball cards. And it's something that you wear and not keep in your house hidden away from everyone. So
Right,
it's
right.
good. And the what's the word I'm looking for? The moral of doing this is in the right mindset.
Yes.
It's one of those that it's a kind of a shame that is it a shame? Maybe not, because if leagues or if teams ran away with the idea, maybe they take a little bit more than what you're trying to do is like right now. You're probably having to take a little bit more, but in the long run, the idea is a 50-50 split, and at the end of the day, when you do a 50-50 split, the players are actually making more of the profit than quote unquote you are, because but and again, you're not in it for
Not in it for
the money, and that's you keep enough just to keep it sustained. It's that you work a full-time job, you do everything else, and who knows, it might get to the point where you got so many orders going, you're like, I can't do my full-time job. And
I've thought about that. There are approximately 1,600 independent baseball players in a given season. And to be honest with you, I've only had one player that has asked any questions and kind of been on the fence. Everybody else has been, I want in. I want in. How do I invest? How do I get this? And even had hour-long conversations with one player about how he's going to advertise this, and where he's going to advertise it and all that stuff. So these guys are excited about this stuff, and to get their name out there, to get the fans wearing their shirt, they're excited about that. I think it's great.
yeah, it's an investment in themselves, and again, this could be a matter of, do I only play 2 years or more of baseball, or maybe do I play 3 more years of it? Like you're potentially adding extra years to people's careers to try to get back into MLB baseball, or maybe some people that want to do banana ball. Maybe it's just one of those kind of situations where the avenue splits a little bit different. But now some people are working on the advertising side of it and being goofy and funny and being skilled at
Right.
baseball. So like the avenue that this is creating for the
Could
players
go anywhere. Could
go
go anywhere.
any which way.
Yep.
So you said that for the t-shirts, we have the podcast t-shirts. They're a little bit different than what the name is, but we're working on that,
Right.
on some sort of level. But you said that you create a special one-time discount code.
One time, one use code. Currently, the hoodies are $40 for the Talk Podcast hoodies, right? With my mug and your mug on
Mm-hmm.
there. And this code, if you select one of the hoodies, one of the Talk Podcast hoodies, whatever color you want, whatever size, enter in the code, and you get 75% off. That's right. So you'll wind up paying $10 for the shirt, for the hoodie, and getting, and pay for shipping. But essentially, you're getting a high quality shirt. Perhaps the quality is lowered a little bit by having my face on there.
Well,
But that being said, you get a Talk Podcast hoodie for $10 plus shipping. One person will get to use that code. First person that goes in there, enters in their information, picks it up, puts it out there, it's yours.
and
And
then
that
and the next thing you got to do is, after you do that, on the first game, the RailCats are home. You have to come up to us. We all take a picture.
absolutely.
That's the
Absolutely.
deal. That's the deal. If not, then we take the sweatshirt away.
So there you go. So the code is podcast fan.
Yep.
It'll work one time. Podcast fan. It'll work for one person. We'll see what happens.
Speaking of taking things away,
Oh, hold on a second.
oh, okay,
And I also want to push one of the other sweatshirts that I got.
okay,
I created a sweatshirt, Milo the Bat Boy. I showed it to his dad and him. His dad loved it, and I said, "Hey, is it good to post it?" He says, "Absolutely." So I kind of want to push the Milo the Bat Boy hoodie. Did you like it? Did
yeah,
you see it?
yeah, I liked it. It's good.
So
All the designs are pretty good. So I admit on that
I, what's your favorite one?
one. The favorite one that you don't have up yet.
Oh, okay, all right,
So
all right.
yeah,
Pretty soon. Pretty.
this
You know what? I think that uh I've got a couple of them that are in the works that I'm excited about.
yeah,
So,
nice.
all
Well,
right.
well, again, matter of speaking of taking things away. The main thing on this podcast that we want to talk about, Chuck. So when you look at the coaching staff here, we were expecting 4 coaches, and when you look at the website, we're only at 3 coaches.
Right.
We have Jeff Feisum, manager, Kent Willis, pitching coach, Chris Jacobs, hitting coach.
Correct.
The odd man out is Jason Carboneau,
Right.
who you and I both thought was coming back. But business is business, and sometimes the way it's dealt, it may not always be the best way it's handled. But it seems that the budget does not allow for a Jason Carboneau to return for the 2026 season.
That is correct. Unfortunately, Jason was one of the first guys in with the T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Created a couple for him. And that talked to him just about every day since we've had him on the podcast just a couple months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I've talked to him about as far as coming back and all that stuff. Not by his choice, and kind of a last minute to be let known that they weren't going to bring him back, which was a huge disappointment to him. And I believe a big disappointment to all of us guys on the first base side. And so, what do you do? But there's for a guy like Jason, I'm going to stand on this belief that there is plenty of baseball positions
Mm-hmm.
for a guy like Jason to be successful in because of his attitude, because of how he interacts with the people around him. It's hard to just not want to be part of his team. So,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, talking with him at the end of the season and having him on the podcast, I was really looking forward for the Vermont maple syrup, but maybe we can make some contacts work and get something shipped out to us. But just the knowledge, the skill set, um, and the versatility that Jason brought to the RailCats. I mean, just wasn't the first base coach. He was the throwing BP. He was pulling numbers. He was doing anything that the coaches needed. And sometimes being the runner, you learn so much about baseball because you're focused on so many other things that you get to see games at different perspectives and other people's perspectives and not just your own. So that leads to a good tool to use. So I hope we see Jason on the coaching trail and maybe at one point in time maybe in a manager position or even higher. Who knows? It sucks in those kind of situations, and we're not going to air the dirty laundry necessarily of how it all kind of came about because we only know one side of the story. We don't know the full story and the parameter. But sometimes business can be dealt in a better way, and
right.
this was not one of the ways that it was dealt with.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I rail and rail and rail on these other teams, and how they do things, how they change managers, how they interact with their players when their players are traded or let go. Um, and you know, I I really build this disdain for teams that just, I don't know, dehumanize uh the people on the other side of the decision. And going back to Butch uh being, let go through a text message for the Chicago Dogs, right? Stuff like that. And I hope that uh RailCats are better than that.
Yeah,
That's
and
all. That's always my hope.
I, I know and that's the thing is a lot of this stuff doesn't ever get aired
Right.
out because no, I'm not saying that people don't pay attention to it, but most times if someone hears something, it kind of gets swept underneath the rug and nothing really gets made of it. Or what teams will do is if something leaks, they will shut those people down who
Or
report that stuff.
or if something leaks, they will pay to have their team win an award for best employer in the area. One of those type of things.
Or just block everyone on social media so that way you can't see what they're doing, or whether it's not like
Right.
they can't make burner accounts or anything like that.
Right.
Not saying
Right.
that we're in that. I'm just I've heard and people have dealt with that already. um but again, the hard part at the end of the day, it's a business, and sometimes people to I know dehumanize it is a word that people use, but sometimes it's better to dehumanize the situation so that way it's not weighing on your mind, because if it goes both ways. Like right now the NHL is going through the trade deadline. So there's a lot of players that are going to get moved from positions that that they may be in and they don't want to move. And some people are going to treat it as, oh, this organization is being unfair to this person, what are the case may be. Again, at the end of the day, it's business. And sometimes you have the Blackhawks right now. There's a handful of people that they want to, not necessarily that they want to move on, but they're like, hey, we're not in a position to win. Do you want to move on? How where there's people that are having those conversations. You got other teams that are just like, yeah, nope, trade them in and out. So it's always a business, and just depending on how you handle it. And I just hope, and your hope at the end of the day, is that when the RailCats do their business, it's done um, with decency and respect.
Right.
So
Right. What it's all about, right?
yeah, I mean, we're all humans, you know, and we like to be treated as such,
That is correct. That is correct.
you know.
So there's that. What else? What else we got? What else? What other kind of wonderful news we got?
Um, we're what, 2 months away from American Association of Baseball. I forget when they play the World Baseball Classic. Is that this month or is it next month? I can't remember.
World Baseball Classic
Yeah,
next 2 weeks. Oh, that
not the World Baseball
one
Classic.
is
The champion. That might be it's the baseball champions. There's baseball champions league. There we go.
um I believe that is end of this month,
Okay, I couldn't
beginning of
remember
this
when
month,
when it was,
probably.
but
King
just
County.
but just knowing, I flipped on the TV today and it's just like, it's spring training, but like you got baseball coming.
You do.
With spring training means warmer weather. Warmer weather
Can
means
I give a shout out to LG? 2 home runs playing for Puerto Rico,
oh yeah,
in the Puerto Rico League. I mean, this guy, oh, he crushed it. Like watching the video, this last one I actually had the sound turned on, and boy, there is something about hearing that bat crack that
yeah.
just, I don't know, man. I think that might be one of my favorite sounds. That or the ball hitting inside the glove.
Oh, that's when you hit that perfect spot, and
Right.
all you hear is that ball hit.
I know. Are those like not two of the best sounds that you could possibly come up with? Oh,
Well, I can think of a couple, but
mm,
the other sports, but
well, yeah. Baseball. Come on.
from baseball, yes, the crack of the bat and the crack of the bat on a nice like crisp October night.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just something different.
Yeah. Here in the steel yard sold out.
That too, yes.
Crowd. Another one of those great sounds. Uh, so so there you go. That's all I got.
Well, okay. Well, so that'll bring it to the final out, brought to you by OnDeck Tees, where
That's
what is it? Support the players, wear the gear.
right.
So Chuck, what is your final out for this week?
Oh man. You know what? Let's get our calendars out and let's just start putting X's each day as we count down uh to baseball.
You know,
That's it.
my days run together right now, so I don't.
So do mine, but hey, come on.
Yeah, you're not wrong. My final out is we got really good feedback from the podcast about mac and cheese.
Did we?
We did. I got a couple I think on YouTube, and then one person came into work and we talked about it. So um as I was sitting there thinking about it, Chuck, we totally missed it.
What?
We missed it.
How did we possibly miss it? Now you've got me intrigued.
Chuck, what is the main special dish that started it all last year? Like what did they bring on that was like the big deal, right? It was the pierogies.
Pierogies, yeah.
Yeah, we should just did a pierogi podcast with all the different. I know they did a special one, but we should have done a pierogi because then you're thinking about it. They already have the pierogies, okay?
Right, right.
So then it would just be easier to add stuff onto it. Now mac and cheese, you're creating a whole different dish and bringing it in.
True, true.
So like the pierogies are already there.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm saying is, Chuck, we might if no new news comes our way, the next podcast just might be about pierogies.
The pierogies and the away team special pierogi deal. Well, I'm not going to say that I would be against that. I think that might be a fairly decent idea. The problem I could see though is that do we only sell one type of pierogi? And that type of pierogi doesn't necessarily go with everything. So maybe we get some specialty
Well,
pierogi.
we could get a specialty. You cannot say that you can't get specialty pierogies. I'm just saying that like the pierogies is like that's newer. It's newer.
Right, right.
And they already did a specialty pierogi. So like we just
Yeah.
like they set up a big balloon and we're like, let's go way into left field and think of something else.
Right, but I really wanted mac and cheese, and now that we've said mac and cheese, I'm back to being hungry for mac and cheese.
Well, you could do like a mac and cheese pierogi, that could work.
We could. That could be like Chuck's mac and cheese pierogi.
So we actually the off topic real quick. So there was a night that my wife was like, I don't feel like cooking dinner, and I said I don't feel like cooking dinner. She goes, I got the solution. She bought like the extra sausage, like I think it's like a jalapeno cheddar cheese that was inside of it, and then she bought pierogies and mixed it all together, and we had like a sausage pierogi fest. It was good.
Wonderful night, was it?
It was a wonderful night.
There you go.
She goes, do you want to make the pierogies or do you want me to make the pierogies? I said, well, the way I make the pierogies, it's going to take about 30 minutes for me to make that. So you might as well just make it. And then all of a sudden I hear, oh crap, I burnt them. So she burnt half the pierogies. They were still good. Yeah. But if I would have made them, they would have been just a tad bit better. But Will was hungry and she was willing to cook. So
well,
it's not very often she wants to cook. So,
if we don't see you again, we will know why.
Well, she doesn't listen to this anyway, so
That's true.
neither do you. So what am I talking about?
Does anybody? I don't know.
No,
if it is.
One person. The one person.
One person gave us feedback on the mac and cheese.
One person, yep.
Ugh,
Hey, one's better than none, I guess.
I guess.
All right, well, I think we took enough of your time, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your evening when you're watching this. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Wrap this one up in green and white.